Hello and welcome to Wednesday's English. I'm going to share my screen and so we can see what we're doing today. Okay, so we are going to be looking again at poetry. Now yesterday you had a look at all of the different ingredients and of all the different chocolates and the sweets, and then you added adjectives to them. So you looked at syrup, and you could have sticky sweet syrup or fluffy whipped cream. You might have smooth, warm, melted chocolate. And so you came up with lots and lots, hopefully, lots and lots of different ingredients and words to describe those ingredients. You're going to need that today. You're going to need that piece of paper where you wrote everything down today. Do you need to pause and go and get it? Okay. So we are going to have a look at what we're going to do with that word collection today. Today you're going to be creating a poem, and you're going to be creating a recipe poem. So this is what it's going to look like. Oh, so with recipes, if you've ever followed a recipe, it has different amounts of ingredients that go into the recipe to make it, to create it. So we're going to be thinking about those different measures, those different amounts, but we're going to be thinking about them in a more interesting way. So it's not just going to be 100 grams of caramels, 100 grams of butter. So let's have a look at this one. We've got sweet sticky syrup. Okay, what measure could we use to add our sweet sticky syrup? We could have a cupful of sweet sticky syrup. What about a spoon of sweet sticky syrup? It's good alliteration, isn't it? A jug of sweet sticky syrup. What about a pint of sweet sticky syrup? Or a drop, I'm just having to have a look at where it is behind my camera, a drop of sweet sticky syrup. So what we're doing is we're thinking about the measure, but we're thinking about it in a more interesting way. So a cup, a spoon, a jug. Okay, let's have a look at another one. What about something that isn't liquid, that you can't add a drop of or a cupful of? What about creamy pale butter? So what could we have for our measure? What about a cube of creamy pale butter? Or a block of creamy pale butter? What about a measure? What about a kilogram of creamy pale butter? Or a pound of creamy pale butter? Now that's not the pound that you have that is 100 pence that you spend in the shop. It is an old-fashioned measure. I've still got lots of recipe books that have both grams and ounces and pounds, and so it's a pound. It always was a pound of butter. So a pound of creamy pale butter, or maybe a bowlful of creamy pale butter. Okay, so we could have some different measures. So we've now added a measure to our things, our nouns. Our nouns have got adjectives, so they've got great words to describe them. We've now added a measure, an amount. What about giving it a little extra information? So we've got a jug of smooth melted chocolate. I'm going to give a little bit of extra information. I'm going to put still warm. Then I've got a hint. It's a slightly different measure, isn't it? A hint, you might have a sprinkle, a touch, a hint of exotic vanilla extract, just a drop. So it's like giving a little bit of extra information, just a drop. What about this? A kilogram of chewy, gooey caramels, slightly softened. So now we've got our thing, chocolate. We've got a pair of adjectives, smooth, melted. We've got a measure, a jug, and we've got a little bit of extra information, still warm. Well, what are you going to do with all of that? I will tell you. So you're going to create your poem. What we've got is we've got a title, we've got a beginning, and we've got an ending. Your job will be to fill in the amazing middle part. So you're going to have a recipe for, and then what is your recipe for? For a something something, that's the sweets, to drive your taste buds mad, into the machine these ingredients add. Whiz together and give it a stir, let the machinery begin to whir until you have created ... So that is your title, your beginning, and then there's a big gap and your ending. Now in that big gap, that's where you're going to add your poem. You'll need to write out all of it, not just the middle bit. So this is my example. Now, my example has only got 4 things in the middle. You can do better than that. So I would like to see more ingredients than that. So let's have a look. I've filled in those blanks. So a recipe for chocolate caramel surprises. For a caramel surprise to drive your taste buds mad, into the machine these ingredients add, ellipsis, ... A jug of smooth melted chocolate still warm, a hint of exotic vanilla extract, just a drop, a glug of cool thick cream fresh from the cow, a block of creamy pale golden butter. Whiz together and give it a stir, let the machinery begin to whir until you have created chocolate caramel surprises. So you can see, if I was going to draw on it, I don't think I will, but oh okay, I will draw on it. So what you're going to do is, this is your own thing, your chocolate caramel surprises. That is what you are creating. Then you're going to add here caramel surprise. That's the extra bit. You will need to add it again at the end, what you've created. And then here in this lovely middle section, this is what you are going to create. You are going to create your own amazing recipe. So you will still have the title, the beginning, and you'll have the ending, but you're going to create the middle bit. That's going to be your creation. Okay. What would I like you to do today? So your task for today is to choose which ingredients you're going to have in your poem. You are going to add a measure and some extra information from your word collection from yesterday. You're going to use the format that I've already talked through to write your poem. Okay, good luck. There is a copy of the title, the beginning and the end in a PDF, which is below this video. And I've also popped in my example as well, just so that you can check how it works. You can magpie maybe one idea, but don't copy it all. Good luck, have fun.